What is going on, guys? It is Melon here, and I am back for ICBA Week 9. I know it's super late, and I know Week 10 is also super late, but that should be up today or even tomorrow maybe. I might just, stagger the uploads so they're day after day, even though I'm doing them all today, I'm not sure. But yeah, so that's going to be it. We're taking on the #1 in the league in Kelly, who basically doesn't need to win really, so I don't really know how seriously he's going to be taking it, but he does. Yeah, he doesn't need this win, and I think he mentioned that he's got a couple bad matchups and he might try to basically ensure that he doesn't play those bad matchups round 1, which is completely fair enough. It's a tactical decision, and I completely understand that. But let's go and hop in and see. Can I change this? Okay, quit. Okay. So I can't change it around, that's a bit annoying. But as you guys can see, Kelly decided to bring the Steelix, the Latios, the Scolipede, the Lando, the Jellicent, and the Clefable. Basically what I expected him to bring. There were a couple of stuff that he left on the bench, but there was nothing really notable. I did think Steelix was coming just because he likes to bring it. And yeah, definitely expecting basically like a Rocks. He really likes Raw Steelix. Rocks, Raw Steelix, maybe with Steel Move and Rock Move. Then he has a Mega Latios, so I'm not really sure what I was expecting here. He kind of had two options. I really felt like Calm Mind, Bulky Roost is decent versus my team, potentially even just with dual stab, or just 4 or 3 coverage moves Roost, like Draco, Psychic, maybe Hidden Power Fire, something like that. So. And then we've got Scolipede. Definitely, I'm not really expecting a Spike Stack Scolipede this game. Definitely expecting more of a Sword Stance variant. Maybe with a Z move, maybe not, I don't know. Then we have a Lando. This is the thing the reason I'm maybe on Scolipede is because I'm expecting the Lando to be Z moved, just so it can do a lot of damage to my Giratina, because outside of that, my team does not take on this Lando well at all. Next up is Jellicent. Not really sure what Jellicent wanted to do this game. I just expecting, to be honest, standard like Willow, Shadow Ball, Scold, and Recover type of thing, which means that Volk can set up on it really comfortably. I could also see Toxic on there so that Volk couldn't recover. And then we've got Clefable. Want to know if this thing is unaware or not, because I've got a funky team that has a lot of setup, and that'd be nice for me. So probably leftovers Bulky Clef. On my team, we've got a Taunt Mew, we've got a bulky ish setup for Volcarona. We've got a Sword Dancing Sizzle, which if you look at his team is a huge threat. Like if he doesn't have Roar and Steelix, it basically wins, because unless Steelix brings Fire Fang, but I don't think he's got room for Fire Fang. And then I've got a pretty fun Giratina. I'm a Hone Claws, Iron Head, Shadow Sneak, and Shadow Force, which is really nice. And then I've got a Whimsicott, which is the AIDS set. I'm very sorry, Kelly, but it is AIDS as hell. It's Sub, Leech Seed, Encore, and Moonblast. Actually, I mean, it's just really good against his team, to be honest, and it helps me find out if that Clef is unaware or Magic Guard. And then we have Bugira, which is a Z move, so I can Parting Shot up any of my big threats, and I can take a hit from Lando. I can Icy win that thing. So let's go ahead and get into the match. So I did decide to lead with my Mew because I thought he may want to lead with his Steelix, and also I thought if he wanted to lead with Lando, I don't mind it U-turning on me if it's Scarfed, and I might be able to outspeed and go for the Ice Beam and just kill that thing straight off the bat. So definitely really nice. Out comes Sperm Bank here, as he's going to lead with his Steelix. So I'm just going to go straight for the Taunt off the bat, because I don't want him getting up rocks, I don't want him toxicking me, I don't want him doing any of that shenanigans. I can take any hit, I can take a Heavy Slam, I can take a Gyro Ball, I can take an Iron Head, I can take an Earthquake. I'm fine with all of that, as he does reveal the Toxic on that Taunt, so that's fine with me. He's going to go ahead and get on out here, as I believe he goes out into his Latios here, and I think I just go for the Will-O-Wisp here, because I get to burn the Steelix. That's decent for me anyways. Means that Volk could probably take one Rock move, and whatever wants to come in gets Will-O-Wisp and burnt, so definitely nice for me. So now I'm actually just going to fire off the Ice Beam. Maybe a bit of a misplay, but I really don't have a lot for this Latios. And I didn't really want him to catch me on the Hidden Power Fire going into my Sizzle, because Sizzle is very Spadef here. I can definitely take a few hits from this thing. I can definitely take a Hidden Power Fire, especially after a Draco. So he's going to fire off the Shadow Ball here. So that tells me that he's probably not Calm Mind, and he's more of a coverage set, as that does so much damage. I forget how much damage this thing does to my stuff. So I'm going to fire off the Ice Beam here, and that does not do enough damage, in my opinion. That does not do nearly enough damage. But getting this thing slightly lowered is great. So we see Shadow Ball. I'm definitely expecting Dragon move. He doesn't necessarily need the Psychic move, but I'm kind of expecting it anyways. And Hidden Power Fire, so I'm expecting maybe no Roost, I'm not sure. I'm going to get the Heckles out of here, and I'm going to go out into my Sizzle now, as he just goes for the Draco Meteor, as he knows it's going to take out my Mew. He knows there's a good chance I'm going to switch out, and that it's going to nuke pretty much everything on my team, so that definitely makes a lot of sense. It does a lot, but I'm not Mega Rolled yet, and I'm going to get a lot of Spadef. He's going to get his special attack drop, meaning that Hidden Power Fire just never kills my Sizzle ever, so I'm just going to go for the U-turn here. If he decides to stay and go for him by fire, he'd get a big chunk and my Sizzle will be weakened. However, I would take out Latios, which would be really good for me. But what does end up happening is he goes out into the Lando, gets the Intimidate. I'm going to fire off a U-turn here, meaning I get some nice momentum. So definitely really nice. Don't really get much information from this U-turn, to be honest with you. It's kind of I don't know, kind of hard to tell with the Intimidate, and he resists, so I wasn't really sure how much damage it had done, even though I had the HP bar. But we get some good damage off here because it's a crit, so definitely looking like a max HP Lando, but from there I can't really tell. So I'm going to go back into my Mew. I can take any hit from this thing, and I can outspeed it, and I'm just going to Ice Beam here. So I'm definitely expecting him not to stay in. I'm actually going to pull a double out here, because I just figured that he'd go into, what did I think he'd go into? What was his team? Into anything really. I mean, it couldn't be anything. I really can't remember off the top of my head. But I go into my guillotine, he goes for knockoff. It doesn't do too much, but I was very curious as to why he stayed in there. But you guys are going to see later on as to why. As he goes straight out into his Clefable, as I just fired the Dragon Claw, unfortunately revealing that I am indeed physical. So I'm going to get the Heckers out of here. I do have the Iron Head, but I don't really want to be taking this damage on my Giratina left. And I'm realizing here that I do not have a lot for this Clefable. And I'm going to have to go out into my Mew, which takes this okay, but it's not exactly what I would call ideal, and I don't really want him setting up like Cosmic Powers or something like that, so I decided to go out into my Taunt User. That's definitely something that's decent for me. As he does decide to go out into his Speedy Bugger, which is a Scolipede here, very good play on his card. I was never going to click Psychic there, didn't even have Psychic, so definitely couldn't have clicked Psychic there, but I'm going to get my Mew nice and healthy. Definitely nice for the Lando. Even nice for the Latios. It can take a hit, it can take a Psychic, it can take a Shadow Ball now. So everything's just a bit easier for my team. So I'm going to withdraw here. I do not want him taking Mega Horn. I'm going straight out into my Sizzle here, which could be a bit dangerous because if he Swords Dance and his Z move, he could do a shitload of damage to me. But he goes for the Mega Horn here, and we're going to see what kind of Scolipede this is. That does so much damage, and I was like, what the fuck? But then I see the crit, and I'm like, okay, I got you now. As he gets a speed boost now, so I'm basically forced to roost. If he were to Z move after that crit, I probably would go down depending on what Z move he brought, but he's Baton Pass, and you guys are going to see that that went straight over my head later in the game because I'm an absolute numbskull. As he goes out into his Lando, and honestly I thought, well, he's just going to Z-move me here. Like, he's come in, he's going to Z-move me. I don't really want to be dealing with that in my life right now. So I'm just going to go ahead and get the Heckles out of here. And you guys are going to see actually that Kelly is packing the heat. So I'm going to get out of here, and he's going to fire off the Hidden Power Fire onto my Mew. And I was like, hold up a minute. What is going on here? He's Hidden Power Fire, knock off. I was like, U-turn Earthquake? What? It just didn't really cross my mind as to what he could be. So I'm going to fire off the Ice Beam here because he stayed in last time. As he outspeeds me, a blunder on my part. I live, luckily. He crits me, luckily for him. And I'm going to go for the Ice Beam here, and I'm like, well, how did this thing outspeed me? I couldn't, I was like, what the hell? And then it lives? I was like, what kind of sorcery is this? And then I remembered the speed pass, and I realized that he is AV as fuck, man. This dude is so AV, it's unbelievable. So we see AV Lando, and this is when I was like, okay, Kelly's not taking this game that seriously because Z-move Lando. I feel like it might be a bit better against my team. As he goes out into the Metal Snake here, now that my Taunt User is gone, and I actually misclick here. I did not want to go into my Pima, but I'm actually going to be able to make the most out of this situation. I'm going to go for the sub, hoping he gets up his rocks, or goes for the Toxic as he gets up his Stealth Rock. So that is fine with me. Rocks are up, they're up to stay because Mew's down, but I've got this thing behind his sub, and honestly, it's super bad for his team. I'm not going to lie, it's really bad for his team. So I'm going to fire off the Leech Seed here, and basically it's not going to be good for anything. He's going to go out into Gumwad, which is the Clefable. So I'm going to find out right now if this thing is Unall. I go for Encore, thinking that he was going to go for the Iron Head. Sorry, that makes sense. I thought he was going to go for the Iron Head here. I'm going to go for the Encore. Now I'm going to go for the Leech Seed. I should have gone for the Leech Seed onto the Steelix, but I didn't, as I missed the Leech Seed, so I get no information on this Clefable. If you guys watch my IDM semi-finals match, I did end up winning it, but you guys know that when I'm trying to find out if Clefable is unaware or not, I just miss moves against it. That's just how it goes. That is literally just how it goes. So now I don't really have much for this thing. We see the Flamethrower. I don't really have anything that wants to take this hit. I could go into Giratina that wants to take the Flamethrower, but doesn't want to take the Moonblast. So I'm going to fire off a Moonblast of my own here, and just try and chip this thing down as much as I can. It was tempting for me to just click Encore there and then go out into my Giratina, and then I could Iron Head. As he just snags a burn, doesn't really matter, to be honest. Yeah, it was honestly very tempting for me to Encore here and then go Giratina, and then go for like a Home Claws or something like that. But I decided against it. I decided I just wanted damage on this thing, basically. So I'm going to go for the Moonblast here, and if I can force him to Moonlight, then I can just Encore so honestly it's fine, as I'm going to let my Pima go down here. And I know it seems like we're in the back, but we definitely have chances here with a few of our mons. So I'm going to go out into my Giratina, meaning Volk has a very good chance to win, and so does my Sizzle. So I'm going to go for the Iron Head here, and he's going to reveal that he's Berry, and I was like, oh, Shanaz, man. Shanaz, he actually lives from there. Oof, that's not good. So he's going to go for the Moonblast here, and he's going to get a huge chunk of damage off, and I'm basically forced to go for the Iron Head. Again, just to take this thing out, I think that I'm going to live one more round of Rocked, which is nice, because I also have my Persian in the back, so I can Healing Wish up my Giratina, and Giratina is pretty good against his team because I got Sneak, I got Home Claws, and I've got the Dragon Claw. And Clefable is now gone, and I can sneak this thing and the Latios, so definitely something I'm going to be looking at. As I'm going to withdraw here and go into my Scizor again, I can chew hits from this thing all day. As he's going to go for the Rock Slide, I guess just so that he didn't miss and it was going to take out the Giratina. That definitely makes a lot of sense. As now I'm actually just going to Roost up because I need this thing healthy. It's honestly looking like Scizor can really win this match. And honestly, there's a chance that if his Jellicent is made to beat my Volcarona, potentially being physical or something like that, then Scizor does just win here. So I'm going to Roost up here. I want to keep this Scizor healthy as possible. If I can get a Sword Dance up or something like that, then I'll be in tip-top shape. As I'm going to withdraw here, I've seen the Hidden Power Fire, and I'm going to go into my Lucifer just to sack it off here. I actually thought I'd live these round of rocks, but I actually don't live the rocks, so that's a bit unfortunate, but it honestly, it is what it is, as he just fires off the Rock Slide to make sure that I didn't go into Volk. As now I'm going to go into my Bagheera here because I've got the Icy Wind, and I know it's probably going to kill even through the Assault Vest. However, I forget again, 2-in-1 game, I forget about Speed Boost, so I'm just a bumhole, basically. But I'm going to go for the knockoff anyway. Oh, wait, I didn't forget. Well, good for me. I thought I'd forget twice, but I must not have done. Otherwise, I would never have clicked knockoff there. Unless knockoff kills? Maybe. I don't know. So I'm just going to fire 5 plays against this thing because I'm just going to try and chip it down because this is the thing I need for Sizzle, basically, to have a very good chance to winning. Because even, guys, even if Jelly is Willow, like, I can still go to +6 and almost win with Sizzle. So that's kind of the game plan right now. I'm going to fire off Icy Winds. I thought it might do a little bit more. He could potentially have been Gyrable, but it doesn't really matter. I just go Volk after anyways, so I'm fine. I can't really go Volk on this thing. I would live one after Rocks and Earthquake, but if he goes for the Rock move, then like he did before, just to stop me going into the Volk, then it's just not worth it for me. So yeah, you guys are going to see this is a bit long and arduous, but eventually he's going to take me out. I'm going to go Volk, and that is when basically I have a decision to make with my Volcarona as to whether I want to Quiver Dance here and potentially go for game. Volk can win in that situation. Volk really can win in that situation. Or is he gonna stay in? Because if he stays in, if he stays in and I kill this thing, Sizzle has a very good chance to win. If I Quiver Dance and he switches out, saving it for Sizzle, Volcarona has a good chance to win. And as you guys see, I decided to go for the Flamethrower, and he decides to stay in, and that is huge because This means that now Scizor has a very good chance to win. Also, my other thought process was that if Volt goes down, he can't Raw me out, even though he probably doesn't have Raw, even though he definitely doesn't have Raw. Actually, I've seen all 4 moves. What am I talking about? Don't worry about me. I'm just over here saying random stuff. He's going to go Scolipede. He's going to go for the Rock Slide. Volk is going to go down, but this thing I can set up on Scizor. I can definitely set this thing up. I can definitely set up on this thing with my Scizor. So I'm going to go Scizor, and you guys are going to see. Shit's going to go down. I'm going to click Swords Dance after Swords Dance after Swords Dance. We are actually, if you guys couldn't guess, we're going to lose this game. We're definitely going to lose this game. We're down 4-1. We're against number 1 in the league. Even though he wasn't taking it that seriously, it is not looking great here. But I'm just going to see if I can I know for sure I can reduce the differential. I know that for sure. So I'm going to Swords Dance here. And that Mega Horn is actually doing a lot of damage. Like Mega Horn. Stab Mega Horn from a Life Orb Scolipede is not something you really want to be switching into every day of the week. It's kind of a Monday, Tuesday kind of thing. 1 to 2 times a week, you might get a bit hard. As he actually misses. Doesn't matter too much because I roost, but it does mean I can get back up to full, which is always a good time. Getting back up to full health is always a good time. So, yeah. So I'm just going to Swords Dance again here. If I can get to, like... If I can get to, I don't know, like +6 or something, then maybe I have a very small chance to win or something like that. But I doubt it. I really doubt it. As I'm just going to Swords Dance again here. And this Scolipede's going for Mega Horns after Mega Horns. He actually starts missing quite a few. It was a relatively hacksy game, but I'm not sure any of the hacks really mattered that much. Like, I don't think his Mega Horn miss mattered that much. I don't think the crits on my Mew, potentially, I don't know how much the knockoff would have done. If the knockoff would have done like an okay amount, then to where I could have saved my Mew and roosted up on something, then it mattered, but I'm not sure it would have really, if I'm being completely honest. As I get to +6 here, I'm just going to go for the Bullet Punch here and take out this Scolipede. So, but now you guys know he's got Jellicent in the back. It's a water type. It's probably got Hidden Power Fire. He's gonna be able to Intimidate Shuffle me. I'm just gonna go for a Bullet Punch again. Like, I mean, it's whatever. I'm +5 now. I'm still a freaking Scizor. And he goes out into his Latios here, which is definitely the best sack because I just Bullet Punch and take this thing out anyways. And this is when I'm like, whoa. Whoa. He's only got Jellicent left. If Jellicent doesn't have a fire move, we could be good. And even then, I'm sped up as fuck. He goes and gets another Intimidate off. He gets me another Intimidate off, so I'm like, yeah, Jellicent's definitely, he's Intimidate Shuffling, Jellicent's definitely got the fire move. Now he can live with Jellicent. Yeah, that's what he's going to do. He's going to Hidden Power Fire me. He's probably offensive or something crazy because he's prepped wild anyways because he doesn't care. Like, last game, we got it down to a 1-0. It's always nice. I'm going to go for U-turn because I pretty much outspeed this thing and it's going to do more. As we're going to see, we 2-hit KO this thing. And he goes for Hex. Oh my god. And we're going to be able to pull out the win against Kelly. That does absolutely nothing because I'm not burnt. I ain't anything. So definitely really nice to pull out the win, and that pretty much confirms playoffs for us. We are 6-3. Even if we lose next week against Treadway, we have a pretty good chance because our differential is good of making playoffs. And if we win next week, we are pretty much secured 3rd place. So that's really nice. That is going to be it for ICBA Week 9. I really tried to make that exciting at the end, and I just realized that I did it terribly. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. Anyway, if you did enjoy the video, make sure you hit that like button. But other than that, I will smell you later.